welcome Doug Milliken.
Thank you.
Doug, wave to everybody.
How's it going, everyone?
Doug Milliken, the head swimming and diving coach here at Case Western Reserve University. Is the pool actually underneath us right now?
No, it's kind of through a side door, and then you go. So it is below where we are, but it's not quite underneath. Not like the old school, retractable gym floor with the pool underneath. But it is one floor below where we are.
Wasn't it in the movie Grease where they're dancing on the gym floor and the starts to separate and kids are falling in the pool?
Yep, that happens in Grease. I think it also happens in It's a Wonderful Life. So I think the same scenario, same scene happens.
I can often smell the chlorine in Horsford Gymnasium if you get close to the steps.
Well, sometimes I worry when we're having practice on Friday night if we have the music turned up too loud and if they can hear it in here. So sometimes I feel
I don't think we ever hear it in here.
Well,
especially when we have the pep band
That's
playing.
true. That's very true.
I don't even hear in here when the pep band is playing.
It's great.
Doug, you've had a fun weekend already, haven't you?
Yeah. We had a busy weekend. We swam SUNY Geneseo yesterday. It was our first meet back, coming back from our Florida training trip. So it's always tough. We never know exactly how we're going to come off that trip because we're just very broken down. We're about to start resting and tapering for our championship meet, and so we trained them real hard, coming back and then adding classes on top of everything. But we swam really, really well yesterday. The men won. Women fell just short by 6 points, but we had some injuries that we were dealing with, so we were shorthanded on the women's side, but they fought like crazy. So I was really happy with how they did, and we swam much, much, much better yesterday than we did at this point last year. So that makes me think really good things about what's going to happen in about a month from now.
What does happen in a month from now?
Right. So in the swimming world, what we're going to do here, starting, some of our guys will actually start next week. We'll start tapering down. So we'll start really cutting out some of the yardage, resting them a lot more. Because in 3 weeks from this Thursday, we have the UA Championship, actually at the University of Chicago. So we'll be heading over there, 3-day meet, and the UAA in swimming and diving in Division III is as good as it gets. It is the benchmark of all conferences. You can equate it to the SEC in college football. It is that good. Like, for example, currently our women are ranked 19th in the country, and we're the 6th ranked team in our conference. Yeah, and our men are 21st, and we're the 6th ranked team in our conference. It's just crazy good, and so it's always a challenge. It's the best teams in the country, so it's fun. It's fast, but it's a challenging meet for sure.
Were you able to get away this winter with your team? Go to Florida?
Yeah. So we were down in Clearwater Beach, Florida for a week. We were down there from the 4th to the 11th of January. It's nice to get away. A little bit warmer weather than what we're experiencing here, and we do doubles pretty much every day while we're down there. Train really hard, but it's kind of nice because I can just kind of relax on the beach between practices and things like that. And while we're down there, we do some other stuff as well. We do a community service project, so we cleaned up a causeway that led to Clearwater Beach, and we were proud of ourselves. We cleaned up almost 500 pounds of trash, and we beat the BYU team that was there the week before we were. So it was nice to kind of have a goal to beat.
Doug, how many years have you been taking your team to Florida or somewhere warm?
Sure, every year. So this is my 10th year here at Case, and every year we go somewhere. Yeah.
And it always has some sort of community service tied into it?
Yeah. There's only been a couple years where we haven't. We always try to do something when we go back there. To me, it's really important to give back to the community. Yep. I think that our student athletes are incredibly fortunate to be at a school like this, to have the opportunities that they have here. And so for us to be able to go back and pay it forward a little bit and to give something back, I think is really important.
Do you have any athletes that we should look for?
Yeah, I think that looking at, kind of both sides. On the women's side, I think we've points-wise, we've kind of been dominated a little bit by freshmen. Maria Pritchett, JoJo Pearson kind of come to mind. And then Caitlin Von Felt, Daniela Rupert. They are both kind of returning athletes that were at NCAAs last year. And so they're ones to look at. On the men's side, actually the oldest school record that was on the books was broken about a month ago by Calvin Texan, sprinter for us in the 50 free. So, I think he's coming on real strong. Then we've got some freshmen there as well. Andrew Smith, Tolik Borisov, Patrick Kavanaugh, Sean Toomey is another guy that we kind of rely on for a lot of points. Neil Weibel. So there's, I think we're a total team. I don't think that we have just kind of one or two studs that run the show for us. I think for us, we really have to rely on everybody to score us points. I think our women's meet yesterday is a perfect example of that. We needed everyone to do what they needed to do, even to keep that meet close, because we didn't have any divers yesterday on the women's side because of injury, and so we were down 32 points when the meet started, and that's a pretty substantial point spread to overcome. And so it took all our women to fight like crazy to
lose by 6.
To lose by 6.
Which
so
you said to me
happy.
as a swimming novice, it's like the equivalent of a half-court buzzer beater in basketball.
Yeah, it's that close. Yeah.
So you had said one of the oldest records on the books was broken. How old was the record?
Let's see. That was set in 2001. John Erickson set that,
almost 20 years.
Yeah, so that was the oldest men's record on the book. We still got some women's records that are even a little bit older than that we still need to get knocked off the board, but those were some that were done, by national champions. So there's still some pretty significant times.
So if someone wants to come watch a swim meet here at Case Western Reserve, they come to the VL Athletic Center?
Yeah, come to the VL Athletic Center. Our next home meet is next Saturday, 1 o'clock. We swim Ohio Northern and Hillsdale College. It'll be the Hillsdale women. They're a women's only team. They're a strong Division II team, so that'll be a good test for our women. So it should be a good meet. It should be a good meet for us.
Doug Milliken, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Stay warm in the pool.
I will do my best. Thank you very much.
Don't worry about your music on Friday nights. We don't hear it.
All right, fair enough.
Play it loud.
We've got some. I have some bad taste in music. To me, it's either 90s hip hop or classic rock. That's what we blast the most in the pool. So
I'll come down and join you for the classic rock.
Fair enough.
My wife probably for the 90s hip hop.
Sounds good.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Doug Milliken, the head swimming and diving coach here at Case Western Reserve University, and we're just a few moments from starting this second half. The Spartans up 10 over the Maroons of the University of Chicago. We'll be back.